So
Humidity,
much.
was it? Yeah.
No, not so much. It was just, it was hot. It was so hot.
Good morning, everybody. The time is appropriate to start a meeting, so I'd like to call the Lafayette Redevelopment Commission meeting to order for the day of May 28th, 2026. The first item is minutes. Have we all had a chance to look at the minutes? Are there any
Sure.
comments or questions?
I would move approval of the minutes of the May 14th meeting of the Lafayette Redevelopment Commission.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are carried. New business. Our first item is the Upper Elliott Utility and Drainage Project. Dennis?
Yes, good morning. The first item is recommendation notice of award for this project. As you know, we received two bids for this project, and the low bidder was F&K Construction Incorporated. They're with a total bid of $6,263,390. The initial bid package included a total price of $6,332,900. However, there was a mathematical error on line 24, the sanitary sewer items on the bid proposal. The original bid proposal showed $447,300 in the total column for that particular item. The total should have been $377,900. So in our specs here, section 10.02 of the instruction to the bidders states that discrepancies between the indicated sum of any column of the figures and the correct sum thereof will be resolved in favor of the correct sum. Discrepancies between the words and figures will be resolved in favor of words. Therefore, F&K corrected and initialed the attached the bid proposal and reduced the bid amount accordingly. So we are recommending approval of the recommendation for notice of award to F&K Construction.
In the right direction, then.
Yes.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I would move approval of the notice of award for this particular Upper Elliott Utility and Drainage Project.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The notice of award is approved. Next.
And the next item is the agreement with F&K Construction. If you have any questions, happy to answer them.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion, please, for the agreement.
Move to approve the agreement. F&K?
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Notice to proceed.
Yes, last item here, the notice to proceed, and it's commenced on May 28th this year with substantial completion achieved by September 1st, 2027, by which the readiness for final payment must be by October 1st, 2027. I will note that we're asking also for $1.7 million of this project to be completed, and the pay application submitted and processed, and the contractor paid by November 30th, 2026. We have both county and city funds in this project, and the county has some funds that need to be expended by a certain date. But I'm also asking that we haven't yet gotten all the certificate of insurance from everyone through F&K yet. So this might possibly change, so I'm also asking the commission to delegate that final signing of the notice to proceed to me, so when we get that, I can go ahead and do that. So the dates may change here a little bit, but probably not very much, only probably vary by a few days. So happy to answer any questions on that.
You go back just a step
Yep,
and mention the money part, not the dates part.
Yep.
You said the county is sharing in some way. It's not really in advance to us as the commission, is it?
no.
That's what it
no,
sounded like. So I know I misunderstood.
No, right,
Clarify for me.
Right.
Or restate for me.
right. The $1.7 million part of the project, that value, whatever, we need that, at least that much completed by a certain date and paid for, which is that date of November 30th, 2026 this
Yes.
year, to be completed by then, because the county is using some federal funds that need to be expended by that time.
Okay.
I know we're waiting for the notice to proceed, but is there any real concern that we'll have that much work completed? Doesn't seem like it, but, okay, just curious. Yeah. Right, any further comment? I'll entertain a motion to approve the notice to proceed with the conditions as set out by Dennis, including his being authorized to sign at the appropriate time.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Yeah, the next item is utilization of captured assessment tax increment finance allocation areas. As you know, every year by state statute, we need to inform the county auditor if we have any excess assessed value to be passed through to the underlying tax units. As you know, we have long-range capital plans, so we have use for all the tax increment that we capture. So we are asking for all that to be retained. So again, asking for your approval of this letter that we'll send to the county auditor to that effect.
Very good. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So move. Second.
Have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Oh, we have an abstention, just for the record. Sorry, Josh.
It's okay.
I thought it was-
It's okay.
Next item.
Okay. Next item is to approve requests for proposal regarding the sale of real property for private development and for the development of such real property, New York Street to Roman Street, New York Street to Roman Street Railroad Corridor redevelopment. We've got some interest from some of our last remaining railroad relocation parcels. Therefore, we're asking for a public offering on these lands at a minimum bid of the average of two appraisals, which is $69,700. The parcels are located in the Ellsworth-Romig neighborhood between New York and Romig Street and 6th and 7th Streets. We are requiring that any bidder agree to the terms and conditions that are outlined in that public offering, and among that, it'd be rezoned as a planned development for housing. Well, through that process, if we don't receive any offers, then after 60 days, then we are free to negotiate after that time. So asking for your approval.
Any other further questions?
The price is for all three parcels, right, together?
Correct.
And they all therefore are adjoining?
Yes.
Thank
Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the request for proposal.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion, a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Is Studio Access, proposal for design services, Lafayette Fire Department, new fire station. As you know, as our city is growing, we have more need for public services, particularly safety services such as fire prevention. So this contracts for design services will assess certain sites for the feasibility of a new fire station to serve the community. The contract's not to exceed $35,000. I have a representative here from Studio Access who will tell you a little bit more about the project.
Thanks, Dennis. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Cooper. I'm a founding partner with Studio Access. We're a 30-person firm out of Indianapolis, but we started our business in '95, so last year we turned 30 years old. But within those last 30 years, one of our specialties is public safety facilities. So we hit a milestone earlier last year where we've done almost 60 fire stations throughout the state of Indiana. So that's kind of a background about our experience with public safety. Work in the area that you might be familiar, we've worked in Lafayette and West Lafayette quite a bit. The Ellsworth mixed-use residential facility here downtown is a project we worked on. We worked initially with Dennis a long time ago on kind of the feasibility of the new police station at one point. We've done Station 3 in West Lafayette, Monticello Fire Station 1 in Monticello, so kind of in the local facility. Currently, we've got 6 fire stations that are under construction. So, so Dennis recommended us to meet with Chief Alkire, and we kind of drove around, looked at some of the sites. So that's what we're charged with. We're going to do a feasibility study that will not only program the new facility, we'll look at 3, 4, 5 sites to see what are the best opportunities with each site. We'll point out red flags, things that are good about the sites, things that are bad. And I think our intention is to make a recommendation to the fire department, the city, and you as to what the best site would be for the new facility. Part of that, though, is programming the new fire station. So we'll work diligently with Chief Alkire and his personnel will work with the city of West Lafayette to program the new building. So we'll have several meetings with the chief and his personnel to determine what the needs are for the station. We're going to take station tours, probably go to 3, 4, 5 of our stations that we've done, probably nearby or even in the Indianapolis kind of surrounding area that are comparable to where he thinks this station might be from a programmatic standpoint and the way it may function and what kind of service that it will provide. After that, we'll get into actually conceptual design and then the test fitting of each site. So we're not only just looking at feasibility of each site, we're going to actually come up with some planning, some plans of the new station. We'll probably even look at the shape of the roofs and give some design intent. We'll figure out what kind of aesthetic that the city and the fire department likes with the new facility. The big part of it is, though, after that is completed, we will do kind of a magnitude of cost. And that'll just be based on kind of our current historic data that we've obtained through publicly bidding these facilities in the last 2 to 3 years and where the market is. So it won't be a super detailed cost estimate, but we'll base it on where we think the market is currently. So. Great. Oh, no? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion?
Motion to approve the design services for the new fire station not to exceed $35,000.
Second.
Have a motion, a second.
One question?
Yes.
So, Mr. Carson, really, where is the closest fire station to these sites that we're looking at out near Maple Point Drive? And I couldn't think of it in my head.
There's one at 9th and Veterans Memorial Parkway.
Oh, further out,
Probably the
okay,
closest one, I would think.
okay.
Well, you have the big one, the training center. and
Yeah,
the station
yeah, that's
out there
right.
by Subaru.
Okay,
Alpha Veterans Memorial by Subaru is the other one, yeah.
thank you. Just curious, thanks.
Yeah.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Okay, we have resolution number LRC 2026-10, a resolution recommending designation of an economic revitalization area for tax abatement and recommending approval of deduction for personal property tax abatement, Nanshan America Aluminum Technologies LLC. We have a local company here, Nanshan, is we're going to be installing and investing $22 million of new personal property, machinery, and equipment. And we're very excited about that. So we are recommending a 10-year economic revitalization area and a 5-year tax abatement for this personal property, machinery, and equipment. And a memorandum of agreement is included with this as well. And we do have representatives here from Nanshan. I'll ask them to come up and tell you a little bit more about the project.
Great. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thanks, Dennis. So my name is Brian Zamansky. I'm a manager with McGuire Sponsel, consulting firm out of Indianapolis. We've been assisting Nanshan evaluate potential opportunities for incentives as they look to continue to grow here in Lafayette. And as Dennis had mentioned, the overall project right now, the reason for the 10-year ERA as well is because that $22 million is anticipated to be phased over a 5-year period, about $8 million at the front end, $3 million on the last year. So as part of this investment, that's going to help retain the existing 260 employees and lead to the creation of at least 20 net new jobs that are paying around $35 an hour. And those are going to be more at the supervisory and management level. We'd anticipate there'll be some ancillary additional production wages or jobs created as well, but we didn't want to include that at this point. These are the best estimates as we have them for the next 5 years. So operators, supervisors, administrators, the company is looking to make a decision within the next 2 months here. Upon approval, if we can get acceptance, they would move on. Hiring could start as early as Q3 of this year. And again, those 20 jobs would be hired over a 5-year period. We've worked with Dennis in Brooklyn, the folks here at Lafayette and Greater Lafayette Commerce. We've worked with the state. We've had a lot of good, valuable feedback and support, and we're here asking for your support as well.
What questions do we have? Hearing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion.
I move approval of the ERA designation for 10 years and the personal property tax abatement for 5 years.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Compliance, Dennis.
All right, well, we've been waiting for all year, so. As you know, each year, the companies that receive tax abatements, they must file an annual compliance. And I will say the vast majority of the companies are in compliance, but there are a few that are not. And some of these reasons for this is some of them have not completed their projects yet. So remember, they do have over time to complete their projects. As Nanshan just mentioned, they're going to be making their investments in phases over time. So some of that is the reason why they're not in compliance today, is because they haven't made that entire investment yet. But others, it's because of factors beyond their control, some market forces and things as well related to that. So we'll hear a little bit about that today. But all of them are making good faith efforts to make their goals and make their job creation goals as well. So we included letters about the circumstances on some of those in your packet and such. So we will go through these. And if you have any questions, please stop me and ask. So starting off with the first one, which is ASW Real Estate LLC, which is Engineering and Industrial Services. It was a real estate abatement and ran in 2019 for 10 years. They met their projected investment goals, but they have been struggling on the employment goals, again, because of factors beyond their control because of the market. And I believe we may have a representative here from AWS, yes. That can speak to more about your situation.
It's just been.
If you could come up here, please, yeah.
It's basically because a lot of our clients are foreign. We do a lot of overseas market, and with the tariffs and whatnot, everybody's holding off on ordering. We have had, now since the government decided that the tariffs were illegal or whatever, we have seen a surge in orders or, requests for quotes and whatnot coming in. So we recently even started interviewing for a new engineer. So if everything starts rolling in that's supposed to, we're going to see a surge in our, and we'll be able to hire again. But right now, we had to cut back because we just didn't have enough work to keep our people busy. Usually we have about 5 million in sales a year, and last year we only had 1 million. So big drop. So, but things are looking up.
You remain optimistic.
I remain very optimistic, yeah.
important.
I pay the bills and I'm optimistic, so.
Great. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. So again, we're recommending compliance on this.
I have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we follow the director's recommendation and approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Compliance is recommended.
The next one is Caterpillar, and they have 2 real estate abatements, one in 2018 and one we just granted last year in 2024, and they have substantially met all of their investment goals, and they've exceeded their job creation goals. The recommendation is compliance.
I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Next one is Lex Lafayette, which is better known as Cat Logistics, and that was a real estate abatement, and they have met their investment goals and exceeded their employment goals. The recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next.
Is DJS Leasing, which is Houston Electric. This was a real estate abatement, ran in 2023, and due to circumstances beyond their control, they have not been able to make their investment or their job goals yet, and we do have representatives of the company that explain the situation.
Thanks, Dennis. Good morning. Mark Houston, Houston Electric, Matt Houston. as well. We just wanted to give you a rundown of where our current plan sits, the investments to date, and some things that have changed that have made, our plans change in the process.
Yeah, so sorry for the brief story, but I think this is kind of important. So, in the spring of 2023, we applied for our original city tax abatement, and we started construction of the 4,000 square foot prefab shop expansion later that year. In the spring of 2024, we had completed the prefab shop and the bathroom expansion, which was part one of our two-part project. We began to sit down and discuss the office layout and design for the corner office building of 2723 Old Romney Road. As we began meeting with T-Bird and doing site surveys and drainage study to plan for the office build on the new corner, they began to strongly recommend we look at another site to build a large investment office building, as the site drainage was very poor, and it could take up to $1 million in drainage, water retention, and a small lift station to get the site office ready. So in the spring of 2025, 6 months later, we also got an undisclosed offer out of the blue for our 2723 Old Romney Road property. And we thought we had an answer to our drainage problems, and we began to plan to move across the street where we own 6 acres already. So we were about ready to buy the building the next week, and then that offer got pulled from the developer. So we were kind of back to square one, and over the next 6 months, we started looking around town for what we could buy to house our company. That's always been growing and expanding at the seams. And we found 1250 South Creasy Lane. And about a month ago, we purchased that building, and we're starting construction on it right now. It's got 25,000 square foot for our prefab shop, 25,000 square foot for about 50 office locations. And I think we're all very excited of what the future holds for us in Lafayette. So I think we're hoping to close out our tax abatement with the property we're at currently, and then talk about the new direction for the new property.
Yeah, so just talking about the figures, we completed the prefab shop there. Came in about half of what the spend was committed on our end, which was only half of what we proposed. And then with the overall employee head count, that's kind of a snapshot in time because it also accounts for all of our field electricians in the city of Lafayette. With the jobs fluctuating up and down, some roll-off, some new ones starting, that overall head count is down. However, with the move to the new shop, we do still anticipate full-time employees. That's going to be our in-office house employee headcount increasing with engineers, prefabrication managers, as well as more prefabrication labor in the expanded shop there.
And for prefab electricians in training, we're going from 22 to 32 in the new shop, which I am passionate about and I feel is very important this day and age for the construction industry. So,
So that's where our current plan sits. Any questions?
Any questions?
Nope. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
that's not all mine. Thank you.
So
Did you make a motion?
I would move to approve compliance for DJS leasing.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, the next one is Fiber Hotel, better known as Wentech, and that was the real estate abatement, and they have met all of their goals and recommend compliance.
We have a motion.
Move, so moved.
Second.
Wait, Mr. Carson,
Yes.
you may not have the answer to this, but I'm looking at their tax abatement compliance sheet, the single page. So a number of these categories, especially regarding wages, are empty, fields, FIELDS. Is there a reason for that?
On theirs, it's probably because, because they didn't pledge any jobs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Thank you, I'm sorry. Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, this is a data center, and there's,
Sure.
I don't think there's actually anybody at the location. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Anything further? If not, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Next one is H38 Apartments, and this was for an affordable housing project that we gave a tax abatement to, a real estate abatement, and they have met all their goals, so recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Next is Haggerty Point 4 LLC, a real estate abatement, and they have met all their goals, recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion?
Move.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Next is Haggerty Point 5 LLC, the real estate abatement. They have met all their goals, recommendations, compliance.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Then Haggerty Point 6 has done a real estate abatement and recommendation compliance because they've met all their goals.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next is JAK 3 Partners, which is Kirby Risk. This was a 10-year real estate abatement, and they have met all of their goals, recommendations, compliance.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then we have Krieger LLC, which is LH Industrial, a real estate abatement, and they have met all of their goals, recommendations, compliance.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to follow the director's recommendation.
Second.
I have a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next is Lifesong Brands, which is Copper Moon Coffee. This is a personal property abatement, and they have met all of their goals. The recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion, please.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And then for Lifesong Brands, they have 2 real estate abatements, and those are in compliance as well, too. So the recommendation is to find them in compliance for their real estate, their 2 real estate abatements.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Mullups.
Yeah, next is Mull Hops, and this is for a personal property abatement. And this one is, they haven't quite met their goals yet, for a couple of reasons. One, the project is kind of still in process, and then also their cost came in less as well. So, you know, again, when this happens, that actual investment, that's all they're going to be getting the abatement for, not what they pledged, but what they actually made. So obviously, they'll be getting, there's less investment there, so less of an abatement. But for Mull Hops, though, they have greatly exceeded their employment goals, so our recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then Blue Ridge LLC, which is Mull Hops, and this is for their real estate abatement. And again, some of their costs came in lower, so that's why you see a lower number there as opposed to their projected investment. But again, they've greatly exceeded their employment goals, so the recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion, please.
Second.
Have a motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next is Plymouth 3701 David Howarth Drive. This is for a warehouse, and this is for a real estate abatement. They exceeded the investment on the real estate abatement. They haven't met all the job goals. Part of the reason why is because there's a lot, tenants change in this type of facility and such. So tenants have changed over the years, but they are making strides with new companies coming in that would make the goals. There might be somebody here from Plymouth that can speak to it a little more.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, so this is, my name's Philip Butler. I'm with Plymouth Industrial REIT. So we own and manage 3701 David Howarth Drive. Yeah, when we purchased the building, there was 4 companies with, or I guess a couple, there were 2. There were previously 4. I think that's where those employment numbers came from. We weren't really given much information on the employment numbers. But over the years, it's Subaru of America is a large tenant there. They've expanded. They have a tax abatement. And then Maximus is our other tenant who does manufacturing of parts for like Caterpillar and some other local companies. And they've been they've had some struggles, but they believe that over the next couple of years we should be able to meet and exceed the employment numbers on the original SB1 that was filed.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Dennis, do you have a recommendation for?
Yes, recommending compliance. Again, just to give you a little background, this was granted to them because we wanted to encourage some more speculative warehouse space to meet the growing demand in the community. So again, over time, when tenants come and go, that depends on the tenant, how many jobs they have, so that fluctuates kind of greatly. But again, the goal of having more warehouse space in our community for this purpose has been met.
I move approval.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Then we have Ray Magnet Wire, a real estate abatement, and they have substantially met their goals and exceeded their employment goals, so recommendation is compliance.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries.
And then Ray Magnet Wire, again, they have 2 personal property abatements, and they have met their goals, so recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And Snowy Owl Commons, again, this is a apartment complex for affordable senior housing, and they have met all their goals, so the recommendation is compliance.
Motion?
Move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And we have Southwire Company, this is a personal property abatement. They have substantially met the projected investment. They have not been able to meet their employment goals, but their wages have substantially increased though overall. So I think maybe we have somebody from Southwire here that can speak more to the situation.
Morning.
Morning.
My name's Natalia Gaeta, and I'm the plant controller over at the Lafayette Southwire location. So here to speak on the capital investments and headcount portion of the abatement. The goal was to spend $15 million. In 2024, the final balance was $12.9 million. As of end of 2025, we actually did spend 13.3, so we are making progress towards that 15 million. In terms of headcount, the starting headcount was 159. We had signed up for a projected increase of 10 heads. At the end of 2024, we finished with a headcount of 154. At the end of 2025, we were at 159. And currently, the site stands at 151 with a budget to hire 10 additional heads by the end of the year. What has caused some of the headcount delays? Changing market conditions, changes in product demand flowing through the Lafayette site. We had a factor outside of our control. This project happened, and it really started right at the very peak of the pandemic, which stalled our hiring practices. Lafayette is a very difficult area for a manufacturing company to hire talent and retain talent. There are a lot of great competitors in the area, so an ongoing challenge there. So that is all I had prepared for you guys. Are there any questions?
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
The recommendation is in compliance for them.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Then we have Subaru of Indiana Automotive, and they have started with 5 personal property abatements, and they are all in substantial compliance, so the recommendation is to find them in compliance.
Have a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And they also have 5 real estate abatements, and the recommendation is to find them in compliance.
Have a motion.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And Toyota to Show America, personal property abatement, and they have exceeded all their goals. The recommendation is in compliance.
Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And Mountain Lafayette, Indiana LLC, which is Toyota to Show, This was a real estate abatement for 10 years, and they have met all their goals, so the recommendation is compliance.
Have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And the next is Wabash National. We'll start with, they have 2 personal property abatements, and they also have 1 real estate abatement. Again, we'll start with the personal property ones. They have substantially met their investment goals, but they have not been able to meet their job creation goals yet. I think, do we have a representative here from Wabash National who speaks to their current situation?
Morning, everyone. My name
Morning.
is Justin Ross. I'm Vice President of Tax and Treasurer for Wabash. Just give you a brief update. You know, the freight market and the clients that are the customers that we serve have been in a prolonged recession going on now over 4 years. What that means to us is over the last several years, we've seen softness in our demand to serve those customers. And as a result of that softness in demand, we have to bring headcount down in concert with the demand levels that we have at our facilities. So that's the reason why we haven't been able to meet the employment levels that we had in the SB1 originally. On a positive note, we are starting to see indications and signs of improvement, and as demand increases in later in 26 and in early 27, we would expect to start replenishing that demand and have a headcount back up to the levels that we would expect to meet that. So happy to answer any questions that the commission has, but that's all I had for remarks at this point.
Anything? Thank you.
Thank you.
So again, because of factors beyond their control, the recommendation is to find them in compliance with their 2 personal property abatements.
Have a motion, please.
Motion to follow the director's recommendation.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then Wabash now has 1 real estate abatement, and again, to find them in compliance because of factors beyond their control.
Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And then we have White Knack and Brothers LLC. This is a real estate abatement, which they have exceeded that goal and that pledge. They have not made their job creation goals here, but their wages are substantially up. And we do have a representative here from White Knack, which is better known as the Antique Candle Company, to explain the situation.
Morning.
For your time, Daniel Whitenack, one of the owners of Whitenack and Brothers, and which leases the buildings to Antique Candle Co. So yeah, Antique Candle Co. has made a strategic decision to invest in full-time, higher value jobs rather than a lot of seasonal part-time. So actually, the payroll costs have increased almost by $400,000 over the past few years because of that investment in full-time positions. Additionally, the company has invested in new benefits, 401k and other benefits totaling around $40,000 in new spend. And then we have completed, as mentioned, the improvements to both facilities, including new sprinkler system, water main into the one building, roofs, et cetera. And happy to answer any questions about those things.
Any questions? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And again, our recommendation here is to find them in compliance, particularly since they are creating more full-time, better wage, higher wage with more benefit positions.
Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And that's
Director's
it.
report.
Well, I think you've heard enough from me, so. So, yeah, it's just been really very busy, a lot of projects, and we'll be kicking off construction projects for this summer and such, so looking forward to that. So if you have any questions for me, happy to answer them.
I would just comment, I think overall that was a positive review of our tax abatements. I think
Yeah.
Agree.
There's a lot of
predominantly
things
great news
happening
around
in
the
our
community, so
community. Mhm.
congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
yeah. Yeah, we're still seeing a lot of growth here.
Great. Thank you, Dennis. I'll move on to claims then.
If there's no questions concerning the claims, I'll make a motion that we approve the claims totaling $1,945,724.07 today, May 28th, 2026.
Second.
Have a motion, a second. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Claims are approved. At this point, we'd like to open the microphone up to anyone from the public that would like to speak to the board. Is there anyone interested in doing so? Most of you have had a chance, I think, if you want to do so. Hearing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. We stand adjourned. Thank you.